Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and I'm here with the third video for Tonic Studios No.8 craft kit. And yes, there will be one more. This will not be the last. I'm having too much fun with it. And plus, I've had a lot of people ask. So this one, we're actually going to form what the dies were meant to do, and that's a box. So you can see I have two die cuts of each of the pieces. So what I'm working on now, it's like the belly band that we use for our cards, except it's for a box. So you would take two of those pieces, and then you're just going to glue, I use double-sided tape for each of the ends. And then you just want to secure that together and then make sure you fold on the score lines that are already put into the dies. So when you do die cut it, they will be formed on your paper. The paper that I'm using is Very Vanilla by Stampin' Up. So this is actually an ivory based box. I'm using some of the specialty papers, and you can see I cut two of the side and two of the full squares of the, what I'll call the intricate dies, whether it's flourish or whatever you would like to call them. But I chose two that I felt were close together, and I'm going to decorate the box band. Let's call it that. So I have two of the squares, of course, and you really don't have to put one on the bottom. I just wanted to really play. And then, of course, I have two for the sides. So the steel blue and this ivory are really pretty together. So now let's form the box. So we have these two pieces. We've seen them before in prior videos. So now I'm just folding along the score lines just so I have the basic shape. And I want to do that for each of the pieces before I start to put it together. I have already placed my double-sided tape in the areas that we need to. So now I'm just going to use my pokey tool. That's what I call craft pick, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to remove the backing, and then I'm going to set the two pieces together. So with these two pieces, you're creating an X, so to speak. And now we're just going to remove the backing from the double side of the tape and just form our sides. Okay? And then it's going to just take us a moment here. I wanted you to see the full tasks that go together in putting the box together. And I'm sorry, I keep dipping down off of the camera every once in a while, so I do apologize for that. But you can see, here's your box. And this box, you can have many shapes. So just by folding the two in and then curving these two tabs out, it's a mini milk carton. So again, the previous video that I had done, the first one, I had made a tea light. And just by using a branch to go across each of the edges to make the top stand. So you can see I'm just taking these edges and I'm folding them in. You can use glue if you'd like. I chose not to. There was a couple things that I forgot to do first. But you can use double-sided tape to secure them down. I just folded down the sides with the tab, and then I folded the ones without the tab in next, and then they'll hold it in place. I cut, using that die there, the base, I cut two out of the Very Vanilla, and now I'm going to take these two dies and cut this piece. And what that's going to do, that's going to sit on top of one of the Very Vanilla, say that 10 times fast, Very Vanilla pieces. So it's just a decorative piece. It's not really going to do anything, but it's just going to add some decoration. I cut two of these pieces because I really want this sturdy. What you're actually able to make out of this is a handle, like a drawer handle, and that's what we're going to make. So I grabbed my foam pad. This is from Stampin' Up, and I'm using my pokey tool. It's a technical term in card making, yes. And I'm going to poke holes on each side of that handle. Now, I probably should have realized which side of the box that this was going to sit on and Made sure that I poked the holes in that first, but you know, there's always a way to do this. So I've poked the holes in the handle and I've used my bone folder, and yes, that is the Tonic bone folder scorer, and I love it. I really do like that. I love the metal tip. I love the way it works. So I used the handle to mark for the holes and then realized if this tool goes through this paper, it's going to hurt. So I pulled out one of those very fine hole punchers that I had. And I was able to use that, and that created the holes in the side of my box. We didn't have to take it apart again or anything else like that. Since also I didn't glue down the sides, I could have just pulled the sides back out, poked through, and then you wouldn't be seeing the brads on the other side as well. So again, these are minor errors that I made. I always keep them in, and it's okay. It does not make you throw away the design. So with a couple of brads, I now have my handle, and plus it does hold down the one side. So, you know, it's kind of helping there, but you can see it slides in and out of the sleeve very nicely. So let's decorate our box or drawer, whatever we would like to call it. So I'm actually using the butterfly stamps that I received in the Tonic Studios craft kit number 6. It was the very first one that I received. So I was really glad I was able to dig back in to pull out these butterflies, and they are the perfect size. Now trust me, I've got many butterfly stamps. I am a butterfly and feather person, so got lots of them. So I've stamped these onto some mixed media paper by Tim Holtz, and now I'm using my finger daubers and my distress inks, and I'm just going to town adding some color. I'm using aged mahogany, worn lipstick, tattered rose, and abandoned coral for my reds and pinks, my pink tones. For my greens, I'm using shabby shutters, bundled sage, and I peeled paint, I believe. They're written down. All the materials that I'm using will be linked below if you're looking to see what price they are and so forth. So never fear, I will be linking. So here are our butterflies. I'm going to use the die that came from the same craft kit, and I'm going to cut them out. And I'm okay that there's a border around them because we colored them. It kind of takes that away. It doesn't make it a focal point. I have a lot of the Spectrum Noir glitter pens, and I actually have a black one. So I figured let's use that so that I can make the butterfly's body darker and really stand out. And plus it adds a little bit of glitter to our project because some people say it, there's never enough glitter. I can hit some good amounts of glitter sometimes. Sometimes good. But I thought it added a great accent to these. I'm just bending them up a little bit and using my bone folder to curve the wings. I do want them to have dimension and some texture. And since this is a thicker cardstock, the mixed media, it will hold the shape very well. I cut some vellum, I used the die, and you can see I decided against that. I didn't want to hide, even though it's basic coloring, it was very simple, but there's some details there, and I didn't want to hide those. This is some eyelash string that I pulled from my stash. I have this because I sell junk journals, and this is always a part of it. So I'm just going to use a little bit of the glue and putting that on top of the box so that it'll hold down the eyelash. Now there's going to be many more things that go on top of this, so we should be good with it staying in place. I'm going to use some of my glue dots to adhere a couple of the butterflies. I'm going to put one in the upper left-hand corner, and then I'm going to put another one kind of down a little bit on the right side. Because again, we always work in threes. Well, at least I do. Always three, so we're definitely going to be using 3 butterflies. So I wanted to put the green one next because it'll separate the 2 shades of pink, or red, or coral, whatever you want to call it. I took some twine, I made 3 layers of it, and now I'm just making not too fancy of a bow. I'm actually trimming off that one end because I like all the loops. I don't want to cut any of the loops, and I just want to set that below these 2 butterflies. So again, I'm adding more dimension, I'm adding more textures, and then I'm going to put the final butterfly right on top of that. And that is our 3rd video for the Tonic Studios craft kit number 8. So I hope you're enjoying these so far. They are very detailed. I am breaking them up just a little bit because I do want you to see the detail of how this type of project goes together. Now, as I said, this was supposed to be my last video. We're going to do one more, and you know who you are. So, okay, the next video is going to be more cards. Not sure how many, but I know it'll be at least 2. I just want to show you that even though a die like this, you can create cards, you can create your bases. I really appreciate everybody watching. Thank you so much. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do so. You don't want to miss another video. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. And always remember, everyone, be creative.